Today is April 12, 2026. It is 4:23 p.m. So I'm continuing recording. I just made this public, and I think YouTube is still checking to see if it could be monetized. I've been waiting for like hour plus, so I decided to make it public anyway. This is the part where the last video that I did before I went on vacation, this part I sort of fast forward through it because I didn't have time to edit the entire video. So when I came back, I edited today, so I just made it public. Anyway, let's go on X. Let's continue. In this part of the video, we're gonna talk about I guess Australia. All right, and we might see some Erica's video, TikTok video, back here again, because I think in video 1 I put it, but I didn't know what the video was about, and I decided to put it in here as well. It might be near the end. First tweet. The specific moment of the Sussexes, Prince Harry and Meghan 2018 Australia tour that shook them. The moment really went, I have to destroy my charismatic younger brother and his stunning wife. No one is going to be more popular than me. The moment that started the onslaught. It could be. I've always said I don't think this is where it all started. It might be where, I don't know, make them realize that yeah, we need to put them, stop them or something. Because I truly believe it started when all 4 of them were on stage, because there were a lot of things that were said that I think William was against, especially when Meghan was saying something like where women have a voice, they need men to encourage it or something like that.
Foundation, but you have lots of experience working with charities, especially grassroots organisations. It would be interesting to find out, first of all, your impressions of the Royal Foundation so far and what you're hoping to do. Don't be too critical.
Yeah, no, of course. Well, obviously it's incredibly exciting, and yes, I think for me it's been a very long time working on cause-driven work, specifically with women and girls' rights, but to see the model of the foundation is really interesting, because while I've worked with larger NGOs, I've also worked with really small grassroots organizations where you can see a higher level of impact, in my opinion, because there's a lot less red tape. What you're seeing here, and what I noticed with Heads Together from a global perspective, because I wasn't here obviously when it was happening, was the power of convening all of these smaller organizations who have the same issue but need that extra push and support. Under this umbrella, you're able to achieve that, and the impact they all made with Heads Together was tremendous. So I'm very excited to be able to work on initiatives similarly and that can have that same sort of impact globally.
Touched on it before. You have, it's well known, you've championed the empowerment of women and young girls and promoting their self-worth. How do you hope to continue that work with the Royal Foundation?
Yes, I mean, I think that knowing that I've just been here for 3 months, right? And in that amount of time, but with that said, for me, it's very important to, once you hit the ground running, even if you're doing it quietly behind the scenes, which is what I've focused my energy on thus far, is meeting with the right people, meeting with the right organizations behind the scenes quietly, learning as much as I can so that I can maximize the opportunity we have here to really make an impact. I think what's interesting is I hear a lot of people saying, when speaking about girls' empowerment, finding and knowing their worth, or women's empowerment as well, you'll often hear people say, well, you're helping women find their voices. And I fundamentally disagree with that, because women don't need to find a voice. They have a voice, they need to feel empowered to use it, and people need to be encouraged to listen. And I think right now in the climate that we're seeing with so many campaigns, I mean, with Me Too and Time's Up, there is no better time than to really continue to shine a light on women feeling empowered and people really helping to support them, men included in that. I mean, it makes such a tremendous difference. So, yeah, just I guess we wait a couple months and then we can hit the ground running. But up until then, I'm pretty excited.
Right? So I'll show you the part that I'm talking about. And there's many other instances where they ask, in that particular video, where the interviewer asked if there any disagreement among them. And William was like, oh yeah. This, in my humble opinion, I felt like this is where it all started. At least their radar, their antenna went up and said, we have to do something about that. And then this pretty much solidified for them and said, yes, we have to do something about it, in my humble opinion. All right, so 42nd, I mean, I have it on my entry. Look at all these people. All right, look at all these people. All right, with their phone recording them. That remind me when Harry was young. They were on the balcony. Princess Diana was holding him as a toddler. And when Princess Diana picked him up, all the other royals were already in, or at least half of them were already in. And then when Princess Diana and Harry were behind and she picked him up, and the crowd went wild for Harry. And then all of a sudden, the royals that were already inside the palace turned around like, what's happening? Why the people screaming or something like that? That's what this reminds me of. Alright, so that's it. Alright, let's read some of the comments. Oh, jeez, I don't want to go to that Prince Andrew thing. Yes, this was it. They could not believe the crowds and the cheers. It slapped the firm in the face. It was this that caused them to begin with their evil plan. Nobody had ever cheered for the rest of the royals like this before. It made them scared. They didn't understand that it benefited the monarchy as a whole. Yeah, I really thought as individual royal family go out and do things, it's for the entire family. This is the greed in these people, the selfishness in them, and you could see the mentality of all of them. This is the way they behave, and this is why the world is in the state that it is, because all of them want everything for themselves. Okay, now when Prince Harry and Meghan receive a rockstar welcome, it's theirs and theirs alone. No association with the monarchy. And guess what? When they were leaving, they made sure of that. They did not want any association between Harry and Meghan, you know, the Sussexes against the royal family. This is why they didn't want them to use HRH and all of that. All right, exactly. I think by now they have realized that they messed up big time. Do they realize? I don't think so. They're still banging their heads with their laser focused objective, their tunnel vision. They still believe in their BS. They thought Harry and Meghan will fail and come groveling back. But my God, and Tyler Perry are good. Harry and Meghan's incredible success is and will always be their greatest regret. Big mistake, Queen Elizabeth. Move on. Well, I think the Queen understood it. What I think happened when she realized, she's like, I'm 90 something, I'm about to go. Okay, and the people who's gonna take over rejected them, and she was like, okay. But while she was alive, she was doing whatever she can to her capacity to provide them with the security and stuff like that. That's what I think. All right. The biggest mistake that family has made since they fumbled that bag with Princess Diana. If it was Diana's next to Charles now, the monarchy won't be on its last leg. You're right. There's the heart here. And we know what's beyond that. I don't want to show Andrew and things like that. Yeah, these people. And the thing is that they're taking advice from people who probably want them gone, but they're playing it in a way where disguised as if they are friended with them. Harry told them to take advantage of of Meghan marrying to the royal family. They didn't listen. All right, the Sussexes Australia visit itinerary is announced, and members of the royal family are crying in their short-sided pillows, and it is self-inflicted. Someone said yesterday that country is the only without an Independence Day because every other country celebrate their independence from them. It's why the royal family and UK media want to ban Meghan so badly. How dare she not apologize for fleeing our persecution? Well, you are not all you think you are. All right, so let's listen to this.
New details about Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's upcoming visit to Australia have been revealed. There are reports the pair will stop in Melbourne, Canberra and Sydney. They're expected to visit a children's hospital and to also make appearances linked to Veterans Affairs and mental health. Meghan is also set to attend a women's homeless shelter, with Harry also set to make an appearance with an AFL club in Melbourne and attend a rugby union match in Sydney. The 4-day visit starts next Tuesday, with the Duchess set to speak at a luxury women's retreat at the Intercontinental Hotel at Coogee in Sydney.
This is what they will be doing. Okay, I just love how they do things together and then separating to cover more and also incorporating areas of individual interest to each of them. Okay, I'm getting really excited for Tuesday now, and even the Wags and the Rangers will not spoil this for me. I better edit all those recording that I'm doing today, because if it's on Tuesday, this needs to go out. Okay, it is beautiful to see. It's how a couple where both people are accomplished does things. This is why Harry wanted someone who's he took his time. Okay, he knew what he was looking for. So I'm thinking of that video. There it is, where he's wearing that white shirt.
I'd never met him before, and so we had a little chat about the kind of things we talk about, and he was like, you can ask me whatever you want, but I might not answer it. I said to him, have you ever thought about moving away? And he was like, yeah, I'd love to move away, but I can't because of what I need to do to support the Queen. And that has just stuck with me forever, in terms of, he didn't say it on camera, he just said it in a really candid chat with me. And so whenever anyone says to me, it was Meghan's fault that they left, that conversation always springs to mind, because he always had it in him, this potential to jump. And I think Meghan came along and said, hold my hand and we'll jump together. Princess Charlotte's just been born. Would you like to have kids? And he came out with this brilliant line.
Comes times when you think, right, now's the time to settle down, or now's not, whatever the way it is. But I don't think you can force these things. It'll happen when it's going to happen. Of course, I'd love to have kids right now, but yeah, there's a process that one has to go through.
To which his communications team kind of took a bit of an intake of breath, like, oh my goodness, why did he say that? But then he also went on to say about how he just wanted to have someone alongside him to support him. And then what was it? A couple of years later, he met Meghan.
Yeah.
Because he's like, there's a process. There's certain things he's looking for. So it's moment like this, when he goes to engagement, where Meghan doesn't have to stick next to him all the time. They could spread out, talking about their own interests and things like that. Harry understood the assignment, but the others, no. They want spotlight for themselves. Harry has his mission. He knows what he's all about. So does Meghan. So when they go places, they do different things. What was it? When the Invictus went to Germany, I believe after the Invictus was done, later on, going through Twitter, people were still talking about the Invictus, the Sussex squad. They're always talking, bringing different discussion. And through that, I found out Meghan had gone to some other places to do things in Germany. Was it shelter? I don't remember what it was, but I learned about it later on. It's in one of my videos. Go around the time when Invictus finished. In Germany, all right? Could be on PYTE, not on this channel. It's beautiful to see. It's how a couple where both people accomplished does things. All right, what is that? There's more. Okay, exactly. They can do it this way because they are both independent when they choose to be a couple, and a match surely made in heaven. Made in heaven it is. All right, Budded and sham, anti-Meghan spy caught, red-handed plan collapses instant. Miss Erica. I spoke about this, or I share it on one of my videos. It could be the first one. And it might appear again in this video, the Erica thing. But this one is a YouTube video. So just go on YouTube and check it out. There's the heart here. This info didn't come from Harry and Meghan team, but from a hunting expedition by the Daily Fair, stating that a document with Harry and Meghan itinerary was leaked to them. Now all media reported as facts. Very interesting. I hope the doc was a deliberate misguided to get UK Aussie right-wing press off Harry and Meghan's back. The photo of Archie and Little Bet running through the field is adorable. Bet they were having more fun than their cousins. That's the shade. All right, let's go to the next tweet. Oh my God. I'm kind of hungry. I think after, oh my God, I have another video to do. What's the other video about? It's gonna be about wireless, Erica, Netflix. There's some stuff about Netflix that popped up today. Keep in mind, I'm trying to keep up since my vacation. This is the third video I'm recording today. All right, let's continue. Well, the Aussies can thank the trolls for Harry and Meghan's needing additional security. Okay, never interrupt your enemy when they are proving your point for you. Okay, I think that in one of those tweets I made reference that I wasn't surprised about this, because with what had happened in New York, you know, the chase, I'm sure the due to public safety, Australia will probably do the same. Okay, have you heard the news? Prince Harry is being sued by Centre Bally for libel. Oh, happy days. Okay, bring it. Yeah, I want them to bring it. Go to court, because more things will reveal. All right, the Rangers thought that threatening Meghan was funny. Tasmanian is outraged that the Australian government is going to keep the King of England's son and his wife safe. Why do the Rangers think that working warriors are the only people in the world entitled to protection? All right, let's see here. What is that according to Taz? Okay, you could read this. Aussie taxpayers to fund some of Harry's Meghan tour. Alright, so there's that. Okay, I'm clicking it so you could read it. Okay, that's that. Okay, it's normal security for any high-profile person visiting. There are no walkabout for additional costs. The total cost by each Australian family for 2 days will be approximately 0.06 cents. People are getting their knickers and twist about nothing. All right, let's pause this. Only crown goblins will complain no money should go toward their security, only to turn around and be the cause of why additional security is necessary. They're quite addicted to being creepy, abusive failures, and anything they do, tragic. Right, possibly no, but we can be sure that the tabloid will kick up a storm to entice rage against the couple. Thus need to stop. Okay, it is 2026. Bullying is harmful online or in society. Good on them, I say. Australians don't underestimate them. There's all of that. All right, let's go to the next tweet. It's talking about Aussie Security. Okay, Prince Harry and Meghan won't need police protection wherever they went. If you psychos then constantly bitch about them and their freedom of movement. The fact that every country gives them protection and not UK says more about UK and its royal family's ill intention toward the Sussexes. Right, what's that? But it's not even like Harry and Meghan or getting the security personally. It's the responsible thing for a police department if they know a large public event is taking place to ensure it's protected. Yeah, due to public safety. It's the city that's being protected because of the event, not Harry and Meghan personally. They know this, but they want the couple exposed to threat and harm as well, because the other two give nothing. 1000%. One, okay, they're getting protection. They just have to give 28 notice. Have you not noticed the police around Harry when he goes and lies in court? Like, they have to throw their nuts. Lies in court, but all the thing he does in court, he usually wins it. Let's see how the Centre Bally thing goes. They just want the taxpayers to fit the bill. This is BS. I don't even need to read this nonsense. I don't want to come across their nonsense. There is no much in that picture. It tells a great deal about what they were put through. Thank heavens they found peace elsewhere. God bless and keep them safe. May come boomerang back all of that family what was wished for the Sussexes. Alright, there is serious concern about safety and accountability regarding Harry, Meghan, and their children. The decision to remove their security raised serious question, and people haven't forgotten it was orchestrated as an act of revenge by King Charles III. What a vicious... Oh my God. Okay. After this, I'm moving on. What a vicious, entitled, jealous psycho. This is why people despise him, because he blames others for his own unpopularity. He's always been disliked. It has nothing to do with Harry and Meghan. Public trust in the monarchy has been declining for years, and leadership is often judged not just by tradition, but how people are treated, especially within one's own family. History will ultimately decide how this era is remembered, but it's clear that many are questioning whether the institution still serve a meaningful purpose in modern society. Some are even beginning to wonder whether this chapter could mark the beginning of the end of the monarchy as we know it, and we sincerely hope and pray that King Charles III will be the last monarch. All right, so there's that. Let's move on. Yeah, they just don't know how to stay in peace. There's something wrong with these people. All right, let's pause that. The dementors, British media, and royal fans finding out that their threats and histrionic have caught the attention of the Australian police, who are ramping up security for Harry and Meghan. What is this? It's 1 minute and 1 second. Is it playing over again? Yeah, it's playing over and over again. All right, so that's a GIF. All right, British media regularly committing journalistic malpractice, manipulation, and misconduct, especially royal order. They lost access to the superstar Sussex royals, royal rats, and bitter puppet for the lazies royals, and see their fair future irrelevant. Exactly, there's that. If I was in charge, let's pause this. If I was in charge, I would be sending the bills to the Daily Fair by solicitor. They have caused this, trying to incite hate. They have all the proof they need. All right. The Fair is a stand on humanity and will have supported Harry's case for full security, 100%. This GIF perfect. One of my favorite. Okay. I love you, Australians. You don't play. Take care of Harry and Meghan, because these UK gals are desperate for their visit to be sabotaged. All right. Let's go to the next tweet. Still talking about the Australian thing. Okay, a couple more. This Australian visit shows how terrified the royal family is of Prince Harry and Meghan being seen thriving, being out and about, working, traveling, doing real charity work, all of it, all the while self-funded. They're worried taxpayers might finally put 2 and 2 together. Okay, I thought I felt something crawling on my chest. All right, Toby knows Harry owns all the realms. Australia is a very sensitive point for him. We see busy out here licking his wounds for saying things like, I don't need to be liked, when he very well knows that's his basis for his legitimacy. I know, so weird. Did he say that? Okay, I don't know when he said that. I don't need to be liked. Okay. All right. So his wish will be granted. Next tweet. Oh my God, another long one. I love this. Even though Jamil O'Neill has been going through a rough... Oh, I thought I paused it. I love this. Even though Jamil O'Neill has been going through a rough time with the racist British media and the disgusting trolls, it's great to see Gemma looking radiant and looking forward to her sold-out event, the Girls' Retreat. Everything that Gemma has been through, especially losing her unborn baby by the relentless abuse she received, absolutely disgusting. To see her looking excited, and I mean, sometimes you have to put certain pain aside and look for, because life goes on, and look forward for something to cheer you up, kind of. Yeah. When I see her post, I think of what's that charity in the UK? Sister something. Sister is a charity with had to do with I think the founder went to KP, one of those palaces, and William's godmother raised some question where she's from and make a big deal. And then the derangers went after her charity. Every time I see things like this, it reminds me of that particular charity. This is their blueprint. Let's continue. To see her looking excited and can't wait to meet all the women that are attending the retreat and experience the warmth she has experienced talking to Meghan Sussex. I'm so looking forward to this, and I'm especially excited for everyone who is attending the event. Enjoy this amazing weekend, ladies. All right, new repost from her. All right, new repost from her Best Life Instagram account. Click link to go to the account. Time to black out noise from the usual suspect. Now is just look forward to next Instagram. Okay, let's listen to her.
I had loads of kookaburras were going in the background. Like, I've got wet hair because I just got out of the shower. It couldn't have been any more kind of real, and she was just so divine, so beautiful. I just immediately loved chatting to her. She was just amazing, and I just adore her already, and I'm so excited for those in our community that are joining us next weekend to have the opportunity to experience how brilliant she is as well. And I know she's really looking forward to it, and she can't wait to be in a room with our community and great women. And she was like, let's just have real chat. Let's just, woman to woman, let's just go for it. And I just have to say I'm already like her biggest fan. So I can't wait to see those.
Okay, I'm gonna have to say to her, nope, you're not Emily, that young lady from that AOL interview they did way back before Harry even met Meghan. But anyway, that's just a little nod. Let's continue.
Who are coming. Thank you so much for all the support. I have had a bit of retreating, I guess I'd say, the last few weeks whilst I processed a few personal things which I have shared previously, and I am feeling a little bit more like myself, and I'm starting to really get excited about being with this amazing group of women next weekend, and I can't wait to see you all there.
Yeah, that's something that will get you excited, you know, to look forward to. All right, so that's that. Let's leave that alone. All right, so this is the tweet from Erica. I don't know if it's this the one that I've already shared in video 1 of today's recording, but I just want to play it again. Yeah, I think this is it. I wish Erica were one of Prince Harry and Meghan's spokespeople. The lowlifes who feed on the Sussexes need someone who can meet them exactly where they are. Uneducated women who can go high when requires and go down to the very pit of the gutter when necessary. All right, so I played this already, but for the sake of this video, I'll play it again and then I'll read the comments. All right, there's not that much, but it's 6 minutes.
For y'all coming here and say, don't give her attention, don't give it oxygen. I don't like a bullshitter, and this is my page and I can do what I want to do, okay? But I just want to make something clear as to why Ariana Pozeski got booted from the retreat. The real reason why. First of all, she's not a journalist. She's a shop girl. I will agree to that. She's not a journalist. I don't think it takes much journalistic integrity to say, hey, buy this lip gloss. By the way, I don't need your help. This is my favorite lip gloss. This is Tatcha. Get my lips right. They're big. I need extra moisture. So the thing is this. She wrote this rabid piece about being booted out, and it starts with her being skeptical about the payment leak, and you know, just doing that thing that they try to do anytime something's affiliated with Meghan, try to make it seem like it's a scam and something's funky and not right. The payment link is no different from any other payment link. You don't trust it, then go look it up, click it and see where it goes to. You don't want to give it your money, then don't give it your fucking money and walk away. But why would you do that? Why would you do that, Ariana? Number one, your intentions weren't pure, and I'm going to tell you how you clutched yourself. You did this yourself. You instantly start bitching about having to share a room with another woman. Lady, you are going to be a part of a cohort of women at a retreat. So what? You're not sharing a room with some random guy. It's another woman. Okay, Gemma and team saw that you guys wanted single units, so they spoke to the hotel, and the hotel is relinquishing those on your behalf with a little bit more money. That's standard. You don't want it? Then don't go. Once again, everything that you claim was a red flag, you should have walked away before you put your boss's credit card down. Because let's be clear, you didn't use yours. Did you, Channel 7 girl? And then you did the ultimate thing that made me absolutely sure that you were on bullshit. You quoted one of the most nastiest, racist, vilest, child abusive accounts on X. Why would you do that, Ariana? And then you confirm that you went over to Reddit, and I know which Reddit account you went to talk shit about Meghan on that. This is not Meghan's thing. It's not Meghan's retreat. You know this. As a matter of fact, the person who spoke to you in your little email literally said executive assistant of Gemma, not executive assistant of Meghan or Archwell. So you're full of shit, lady. You went there for all the wrong reasons. You went there to make money because you know that all of these deranged people who want to get inside information on this retreat are going to be looking for a follow-up. And you knew that if you posted that, you would have made bank. Girl, fuck telling you what lip gloss my rent's paid for months. That was your plan. Be honest. And don't sit back and say, it has nothing to do with Meghan in the Q&A. It has everything to do with it. That's why you wanted to go. Why do you think the trolls are lying and saying they got a ticket? Because it's Meghan. Oh, not too much in my car. Come on. Like, what are we doing here? What's your big complaint, lady? That you got busted? You weren't there as a private citizen, because if you were there on a private type of retreat situation, you know what you would have done? You would have kept all this information to your fucking self, but you couldn't do that because you want to make money off of something. Something has to be obtained. So your boss told you, well, tell them how horrible the whole experience was. Just tell them. Why do you care about the cost of the tickets as well? And why do you care about how many people bought tickets? Why is that so fucking important to you? I don't care if 10 people decided to go. So what? Clearly, because there's a wait list, that means that the tickets have been exhausted and they're finding other spots. But this is what I will say. I'm so glad your ass got booted out. And I hope they snuff out more of you morons over at the press. Because honestly, as a member or a supporter of Harry and Meghan, I've seen some of the most vile things said about them and their children. But you're ignoring the crap that Gemma is going through right now, or what she has experienced. She was very vocal in telling you all that she suffered from a miscarriage because of this. From the stress, from the lies. They doxed her. They dug up all of her personal financial information. They started harassing the company that represents her. And you wonder why you were booted out. Lady, quit acting stupid. You are not the victim here. Not even a little bit. Go give your boss their credit card back. Keep the receipt. Go reconcile that credit card and leave these women alone. And I'm hoping that that spot opens up to someone who really wants a good experience with a room full of positive-minded women. That's what I hope for this retreat. Oh, also, y'all know that psychopath over in Canada who doesn't even have custody of her own child? I wouldn't be surprised if this is the friend, because I find it highly ironic that even though she has nothing to do with this retreat, you decided to quote her. Okay. This is all coming together. You guys are so fucking predictable. It's embarrassing. Anyway, Sussex Squad members who are going to this retreat and other women who are there for all the right reasons, you guys have an amazing time. And do not share your itinerary with anyone, because they are looking to pick and probe and, dare I say, pull a fire alarm, make a boom boom call, like high schoolers do when they don't want to take a test, right? Yeah. Really immature of you, Ariana. Bye.
Yeah. These people, they don't care anything to mess anything Meghan in particular is doing, they'll do. All right, let me read the comments. Unlike the first time I shared it on my video one, I didn't read the comment. Laughing my ass off. The amount of time Erica would tell people to get the F out of here. There's the laugh here. She is fabulous. She is. Erica is amazing. So well done. All right, next tweet. I have what? 4 more. Gotta start dealing with his family like the snake they are. They can't take the high road when you're dealing with demons. Alright, true, but oh my god, this should have been in the Santa Bali thing. I didn't want to talk about Santa Bali here. Alright, may I specify that it's really purely William that is absolutely demon. He looks like one and behave like one. Invictus Game should be moved out of UK. They will try to infiltrate it like they did with honorary doctorate holder Sophie Shanduka. I don't know. Harry has enough experience with all of this, I don't know how many more evidence that he needs. Now he still wants to bring his children to the UK. There's that. Yes, Harry has cut them out of his life and ignored them, but yes, now it's time for him to fight fire. His family is like Medusa, snakes everywhere. There's a video I did way back. I might remember the thumbnails. What was that royal rat lady name again? And I put snake all over. Yeah, that's pretty much that. Alright, his family is Medusa, snakes everywhere. Willie and company are pathological, evil, and unfortunately very dangerous with deep pockets. And it's like money never stops with them. They keep on getting more money from the taxpayers. It's like a tree that never dies. Totally agree. A tree that keeps on giving. Totally agree. I so admire Harry and Meghan because they are dealing with a ruthless, corrupt, murderous system. How they keep their heart pure is beyond me. 10 years and it won't even stop. Okay, he needs to cut that entire family off. Cut ties with the royals. Cut ties with the UK and move all his charities and businesses to the US. Now, I don't know. The US is not even safe. There's a shift that's going on, an imbalance that's going on. Even in the US is not even safe with that kind of government we have right now. We shall see. We shall see. Next tweet. This is another video from Erica. Did I put it twice? It looks like, is that the same thing? 6 minutes, I think that's the same thing. These derangers and obsessed scaling wag haters are unsufferable, like F off. Okay, I think this is the same thing that I put. Someone retweeted it. I'm not gonna play it again. And there's no comment below it. Next tweet. 6 minutes and 2 seconds. That's the same one. Alright, so there's that. Look at them hating from outside the club. They're so bitter and I love it. Hating outside the club. That's kind of funny. Okay, not sure, but I think it's the disco party that's happening on Friday with the gala scheduled for Saturday. Not a 3-day retreat. It's a few hours on Friday following check-in, a full Saturday, but then you have to check out of the unfinished hotel by 11 a.m. for a mere $3,000. Who knows what's happening since they never disclosed the full agenda, such as what time is breakfast, yoga, etc. This has scam written all over it. They don't know. This is why she said them doing that thing outside the club. Derangers' noses press up against the window pane after the no entry treatment. I will understand people who are constantly watching, posting, and whining about someone they claim is so irrelevant. They have disclosed the full itinerary to those of us attending, not sharing, so media and trolls can keep guessing. There's that. Smart move. They probably, is there how do you call this, NDA? I don't know, I'm just saying. What was that video I showed at the beginning? Itinerary from one of those stations. Alright, they need a hug really bad. There's something missing in these derangers' lives and they need to seek some serious therapy quickly. Yeah, the thing that I see is going on in the Middle East, these people, they need distraction, not distract, destruct, to destroy, alright, in order for them to feel happy. Because if someone else's lives is not miserable, they're not happy. It's very sad. Next tweet. That man's father and brother are Basura, and no amount of stolen diamonds and borrowing simps will make them anything other than that. 11 seconds. What is this saying? Is a GIF. That deep breath. Alright, let's see. Okay, so that's a different language. Let's pause this. Oh, come on, pause. That's a different language. Alright. Trying to tear down what Harry built will never make anyone like them. If William spent this much time on an actual charity, he may eventually achieve something. So true, and I love this meme. It's so spot on. We're also tired of those vampires and that royal family. Chuck E. Cheese and William are walking human garbage. Betty did her country a disservice with her heir and his heir, for sure. Them, well, okay, Africa is mine. Beautifully said, but super royal. Alright, this is my last one for this video. And then I'm gonna do a last one, which has to do with, what's the last video? Royalist, Erica, Netflix. Okay, the Netflix thing, I think it was starting new thing yesterday or something. Alright, last tweet. For the last couple of years, Harry and Meghan have had more productive overseas tour than certain working royals. Who could have thought this in 2020? The squad are throwing shades. Alright, can be wank after the fiasco in Jamaica. I covered that. It's on PYTE. They are and always have been rubbish at overseas tours since Princess Diana. They can interact with the countries or its people. They might as well send cardboard cutout as no one will be able to tell the difference. I think the Jamaica thing was a way to let people know that whatever they have going on globally with the white power. I remember reading some tweets where some squaddies were saying they're making the sign of white power and stuff like that. So they had a goal. It's just that a lot of people are doing pushback, so their goal, their objective is not going smoothly. All right. Certain working royals have never had a productive overseas tour. For me, it's the fact they got so scared of tours after that 2022 tour. Since then, it's totally hiding in the forever homes. Why do you think they're so desperate to boycott every Sussex tour? They'll never be able to match one of their tours. There's that. Okay, so that's it. So let me see something. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link and a Cash App link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. By the way, I'll be sharing with you some stuff that I did while I was on vacation. When I took a hike, I record myself, whatever I was thinking, I recorded. 2 of those recordings will be for my members, and one, I think, is the last one, which I record the video aspect, not just the audio. The 2 audio ones will be for my members. The video one will be for everybody to see. It's just went, okay? Whatever was going in my mind as I was walking, you know, I was by myself going on the trail. I record my thought, and that's what I'll be sharing with you. I don't know when I will have it because I need to edit those videos that I'm recording today, and I have one more to record. Right now it's 5 p.m. and I need to eat too. All right, so that's it. Thanks for watching.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life.
You are all in this together. And if I may speak personally, we are all in this together. Because asking for help was one of the best decisions that I ever made. You will be continually amazed how life changes for the better.